I'm Dale Weeks, my wife Connie. We're from Grangeville, Idaho.
We've been owners of Dale's Rescue Towing for 35 years and just bought our first new tow truck.
Bought a Century 2465 and it's on a new 5500 Dodge chassis, 4-door. Make it nice for doing a lot of recoveries and hauling extra people. 4-door is kind of a different thing for us on a wrecker unit, so maybe we can get the best out of it. I can see us using it quite often. I'm kind of limited right now on what I can do with some of the vehicles, and I see this being able to handle a lot of the recovery needs and the towing needs that I have with medium-sized vehicles to large passenger vehicles. And
this will also help with the passengers themselves because our other truck has bucket seats in it, so passengers are a problem. So this will really, really help us.
We wanted to do business here local in Idaho. We're from Idaho, born and raised. And we've been to other states across the United States. I bought 2 new carriers, one in Ohio, one in Georgia. And it was nice to be able to have it done here close to home. And we have more input and control over how the truck's being put together, just being that much closer.
I liked the personable people. I liked coming here and people knowing us and greeting us and knowing who we were and knowing our name meant a lot because we haven't had that in the past, and I just thought this was an amazing experience. It's the first new tow truck that made me cry.
Well, I like the capability of the integrated boom and wheel lift. It gives me more height. The weight transfer is so much better on the lift than the lift that I use now, which works off a tailboard. I can just see a lot of assets with the spades, being able to have a little more control and footing in the roadway. I spec'd this unit out, all of them available throughout the whole United States with new equipment. And every time I did that research, I came back to this unit, and more than once. So it was one that I knew what I was wanting, and Idaho Wrecker Sales got it for me, put it together for me. And and through the years I've been to many different tow shows, and Idaho Wrecker Sales has beautiful equipment. They do very good wiring. They're very notorious for their builds on their wiring, and I've seen that at tow shows, and it's very obvious, and I was really glad to come here to have them work on my truck.
I thought today when we came and we looked at the truck, it was obvious. Just to me, it was the higher quality was obvious.
Just parts before. Never purchased any equipment here yet. This is our first purchase, and I don't think it's going to be the last. And even though I'm getting a little up there in age, it's still, the equipment excites me. Either you're into towing or you're not. And obviously Idaho Wrecker Sales are into towing. Well, I've seen it at tow shows.
That's what I heard about.
At tow shows, there are Reno tow shows. We always like to make a mini vacation out of a tow show, and that was always a nice thing to be able to go see equipment that were being put together in your home state. I can probably rest pretty assured that if I have a problem with my truck, I'm going to have some response. And the build process on this truck was exceptional because Ty would call me up and send me pictures of locations of things for the truck, and I had to prove it and before it was done. And it's nice to know that you're being listened to on your equipment. So far I see it at 9-10. Everything's been really well with us here. All the parts guys, they're informative. Whenever I called before I ever bought this truck, I'd be on the phone with parts guys all the time here, ordering stuff for my other equipment. And they were always very helpful. And I can see down the road, not a problem. Yeah, I'll order more parts from them. Definitely recommend it to all the towers if they want to have any input in their equipment. You can buy used equipment anywhere, and it's already put together. And if you have any personal opinions of what type of equipment you want, I'd recommend Idaho Wrecker Sales to put it together for you.
I also noticed while I was here going through things that the motor coaches and stuff that you do. And they look pretty sweet too, just saying.